Okay, everybody, welcome back. We are taking a look now at our 5.3 review on perfect squares, or square roots rather. So let's get going. So simplify the expression, root 60. You can break this down. Root 4 can go into it 15 times. Okay, square root of 4 gives us 2 root 15. Very good. I can't break down root 15 anymore, so that's all there is to it. Number 2, root 4 times root 8. One thing you could do is you can do this a number of ways. They're both under the radical, so you can go ahead and multiply them together underneath it to get root 32. Then break this down to root 16 times root 2 for root 2. If you noticed up here that square root of 4 is just 2, you could break it down this way as well. You get the same answer. Whatever works for you, whatever you prefer. You don't do both, just pick one and get good at it. 15 times 10. 150. Okay. Obviously, whenever we're dealing with ending in 0 or in 5, you're thinking about 25. Ooh, I'm blowing up over here. Yoink. Okay. So 25 can go into that 6 times. 5 root 6. Okay. Cool. So number 4, you can multiply numbers under the radical. So we get 2 root 36. Root 36 is just 6. There you go. Okay, so not all your answers have to have a square root in them. Number 5. Multiply top and bottom by root 3. Root 21 over 3, because the square root of 3 times square root of 3 is square root of 9, which is 3. There you go, 21. All right. This one, you might want to try and multiply top and bottom by root 9. Make it easy on yourself. Square root of 81 is 9. Square root of 9 is 3. 3. Okay. Simple enough. Okay, moving right along here. Number 7, square root of 1/9. Square root of 1 is 1. Square root of 9 is 3. Notice I'm not doing any plus or minuses for these problems because it's not an equation. We're going to get to that very, very soon. Here, okay, we can do square root of 5 times square root of 14. Okay, we get square root of 70 over square root of 12. Now, you could rationalize here, but notice that they're both divisible by 2. So if I divide the top by 2, the bottom by 2, I get root 6. Okay. Now, I'm going to multiply top and bottom by root 6 to rationalize it, by square root of 6. 6 times 35 gives me 210. And then just 6 down low. If you take a look at it, it's kind of weird how that dimmed. That you can't have any number go into root 210. There's no perfect square that goes into it, so that's just your final answer. Okay? Perfect. Number 9, square root both sides. Now we're going to start doing plus or minuses. Root 49 times root 2. 7 root 2. Yes, it is very important that we have the plus or minus because there are 2 answers that go along with it, so please make sure you are doing so. Subtract 5 over. Okay. Divide both sides by negative 8. So negative 18 divided by negative 8 becomes positive. Divide top and bottom by 2, I get 9/4, which is good news. I can square root left, I can square root right, plus or minus 3/2. Okay, looking good. Now, here, okay, I can add 10 over. Okay, I can multiply both sides by 16. So that cancels out here, and then I get x squared equals 16. Square root left, square root right, x equals plus or minus 4. We're in good shape. Now, number 12, okay? Notice that we have 2 different denominators, 3 and 4. Here's a neat little trick that'll help you guys out greatly. Find your common denominator between 3 and 4. In this case, it would be 12. And I can multiply everything through by 12. 12 divided by 3 is 4, times 5 is 20q squared. 12 divided by 4 is 3, times q squared is just 3q squared. And then 34 times 12, 408. It's weird how that dims. Okay. Now, what you've done there is you've eliminated the denominator, which makes this problem way easier. Okay. Divide both sides by 17. Q squared equals 408 divided by 17. 24. Square root left, square root right, plus or minus root 4 times root 6, plus or minus 2 root 6. Okay. You could get a common denominator and add them together, and you can get your answer that way too. This just saves you a lot of time. Okay? Wonderful. On to the back. Okay. Before I square root both sides, divide both sides by 2. X minus 1, the quantity squared, equals 12. I can square root left, I can square root right. I'm just going to break this down a while. Root 4 times root 3. 1 plus or minus 2 root 3. There you go. Okay. Again, I can't combine these together. 1 plus 2 does not equal 3 root. 1 plus 2 root 3 does not give me 3 root 3. They just keep them separated. Okay. Same idea for 14. Divide both sides by 2. 3x plus 2 squared equals 9. Square root left, square root right. Plus or minus 3. Now, I'm going to subtract 2 over. And then I'm going to divide by 3. So x equals negative 2 plus or minus 3 divided by 3. We can do this math. So, x equals negative 2 plus 3 is 1 over 3 is 1/3. Negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5 divided by 3 is, sorry, negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5 divided by 3 is negative 5/3. Okay? Please accept fractions into your life. Okay? They help you become whole. But seriously, if you need them, they're very important. Alright. 15. Square root, square root. Hopefully you guys don't mind that I break this down to 2 root 2. It's just root 8 is a pretty easy one. Add 5 over. Divide by 2. 5 plus or minus 2 root 2 divided by 2. Okay. Now, notice that the difference between these two problems. This one I have all just regular numbers. Here I have square root. I can't do anything with this. You just leave it like that. Okay. So just keep that in mind also. 16. I want to get rid of the denominator. Common denominator is 5. Multiply everything by 5. 2x plus 1 squared minus 2 equals 25. Notice it just cancels out the 5's on the bottom. Add 2 over. Square root left, square root right. Okay. Subtract 1 over. And then divide by 2. There you go. Okay. Looking pretty good. Finally, the aspect ratio of a TV screen is the ratio of the screen's width to its height. For most TVs, the aspect ratio is 16 to 9. What are the width and height of the screen for a 55 diagonal TV? So what you got going on here is, here's your TV. It's a ratio. 16x to 9x. And your diagonal is 55. Well, we are making a right triangle here. So good old right triangle, we can use Pythagorean theorem. Hopefully you guys remember this. Okay? The only thing that matters is the c. The c is always our hypotenuse. So we're doing 9x, quantity squared, plus 16x, quantity squared, equals 55 squared. So I have 81x squared plus 16 squared. Ooh, I know it's really hard to see that. 256. Okay. x squared. I'm just going to do this off to the side here, guys. Sorry. 55 squared gives you 3,025. All right, 81 plus 225, 306. X squared. Okay. Divide both sides by 306. Now, here's the one thing I do need to show you in the calculator. Please work, please work, please work. I'm trying here. That kind of works. When I do 3,025 divided by 306, I get this answer, 9.885620915. So it looks like this. Sorry, it's dimming right now, but I have to square root right, left, and right. Do not round this answer. I'm not done yet. So I'm going to hit second square root, second answer. Here's my answer. X equals 3.144. Okay, now you can round it. And I'm not totally done yet. You're going to take this and plug it back into 16x and 9x to get your width and your height. So if I want to do 9 times 3.144, I get 28.296 inches. And then down here, same thing, 16 times 3.144. I get 50.304 inches. And there you go. So, again, make sure you're always rounding the nearest hundredth. My bad, I'm not even reading the answers right here. So this should have been 2.4. Then plug it back in. My apologies. And then up here, we change your answers a little bit, but for the most part, still the same. So, questions, anything you have on this, please feel free to ask. And other than that, this is part of your test, which again is next week. And as always, keep up the good work and good luck.